And now we're ready for part 6 of this tutorial. Are you ready to run a gun? It's time for blast off. Let's go. Hey guys, Todd here with you. Welcome back to Bassin 101. Part 6. Part 6 entails the double willow spinnerbait. Probably the least used spinnerbait in my arsenal, and these are really the only ones I have that are double willow. They're all on a 3/8, and just about all of them have the Tennessee diamond blades. And I also set mine up a little bit different. I don't use them stock out of the package. I like to adjust my blade distances a little bit. I don't like a willow leaf way down here on a wire. You see where it sits about halfway between the end of the wire and the line tie. So they kind of sit like that. I don't like that. I like them to sit about a third of the front willow blade to the beginning of the rear blade. So they're kind of like that. You know, they're literally touching, because this gives me the most control in a spinnerbait. I also think it gives you the most vibration. Definitely gives you the most flash because you got both blades right beside each other, just going to town. So I like that. And it also creates a little more flex at the back of that wire. So it's easier for them to just come up there and grab that thing. So that's why I have these all set up like that. You know, even my clear water spinnerbait, you know, it has a little bit smaller blades, but again, you got the front blade coming down past the beginning of the next blade, because I want to keep those together. So if I can hold these together and show them to you. See what I'm talking about? See how they're right side by side, even overlapping? That gives you the most flash, and it creates that wire and gives it that flex because you got all this torque back here keeping that wire down. Again, same 5 colors. And again, nickel blades. I don't use colors in the blades. I do have 2 chartreuse and whites because, well, again, you know, I had this set up with smaller willow leaf blades on it just because it's a clearer water spinnerbait. But I also have this one, and this is an older. Actually, this is the way it came too. I hadn't even changed it. Came out of the package like this with a very small number 3 in the front and a 4.5 in the back. These are the old fluted blades. This is brand new out of the package from around 1980-81. And I just kind of fell in love with that. And I was like, man, that's really cool. You know, I've already got that one, but this has got more flash. So this gives me the opportunity of having a spinnerbait that doesn't create quite as much flash as the Tennessee diamond blade, but I can still throw it in clear water. So that's the only reason I have the 2 of them. The white head and the chartreuse head really doesn't matter to me one way or the other. But all the rest of these baits that I have got willow leaf, diamond willow leaf on them. And except for the chartreuse and white, all the rest of my blades have the exact same size willow leaves on them. Whether it's chartreuse and blue, chartreuse and lime, you know, it doesn't matter. They all have the same size blades. So all I do is just choose skirt color. When do I throw a double willow leaf? When I want flash. You got a windy day. You got semi-stained water. If I have clear water, I prefer to have some wind. Can you fish these down? Yeah, you can fish these down because this has the least amount of torque than the rest of the spinnerbaits. But don't think this doesn't have torque. The way I have these set up, they have torque, which means they're putting off a lot of vibration. Once you start moving this front blade further towards the line tie, you know, where I have it set back like this, the more you move it up this way, the less torque it creates. Say, like, you know, a good example, you know, Stanley puts their blade up front a little bit, and that's just the way they make them. So does War Eagle. Same way with their blades, they put them way up front. And a lot of the Strike Kings come like that too. You know, they'll have those long spacer in there, either a clear tube or a wire, or a wire tube spacer to move the blade up. I don't like that. You just hear them hitting each other, and that's the kind of sound you get in the water. Especially if you flutter it, or as you're running it, you twitch it and make the bait do this. It'll do that in the water. Sometimes you can even feel it doing it. So that's when I use a willow leaf. Basically, is when I want flash, or if I've got a low light day and I really want to get some flash, that's when I use a double willow leaf. Otherwise, it's the least used of the 4 baits, of my 4 meat and potato baits. This is the last of the meat and potato baits in my segment of the tutorial, but we're not at the end yet. We still got a lot more. We have a lot more of this bag to go. I still got a lot more to go in this thing to show you, because there's other baits too that are in a spinnerbait category, but maybe they might not be spinnerbaits. So we're going to be looking forward towards that down the road too. But that's my double willow leaf, guys. Again, when I want flash, that's when I throw a willow leaf. I really don't have a watercolor, or a water column preference for these things. I basically fish them out of sight, so I don't, that's basically how I throw them, unless I think they're willing to come up. Do I ever use a trailer? I'll only use a trailer with these if I think I need to maybe bulk up the body a little bit. But a lot of times I won't use it. I'll just use a trailer hook. But you can, like this black one right here, absolutely, you can definitely use a trailer on this, and you don't even have to use black. You can use chartreuse, you can use green pumpkin, blue, brown. It's up to you. But that's the only reason I have a double willow, is more flash. I can flutter it out of water column better, but if you're going to flutter a double willow, my suggestion to you is to move it a little faster. Not the best one to kill on a flutter, but that's just how, not my best fluttering bait, let's put it that way. Hello, Kirby. That boy's got a bomb every single time, doesn't he? Say hi. I'll leave you there for the video. You're good. So that's all I got, guys. That's part 6. The willow leaf is, like I said, the least used of the 4 that I have, but they are a special situation for me. Again, more flash, or I want the flash as I'm fishing it out of sight. That's pretty much all it is. So, until next time, may the Father bless you, keep in Yeshua's name, and as always, fish on.